All right, let's try a quick little video post here. I'm not necessarily a big fan of these, but we'll give it a shot. So I have another. Let's adjust that lighting. Don't fall. Don't fall. I think it's stable. So I have another post today, another podcast, and this is an interesting one, and we're going to talk about it. Basically, save your sanity and block your family. So what I mean by that is, limiting your exposure to negative energy. Um, that stuff will beat you down. And we already referenced my post. We already talked about like social media and depression and how there is kind of a correlation and depression's on the rise for those who use social media a lot. I'm not saying to abandon social media, but you need to put a limit or a restriction on your exposure to that. And it's not the tool, the tool is amoral. It is your behavior on the platform or the addictions that things you become connected to while you're on that platform. So I'll put a link to that in the description or in the references of this podcast. But definitely check that out because it's some serious stuff. These are tools that help us, but just like anything, just like a cookie, if you eat too many cookies, you get obese, and that makes you miserable. I personally try to only go on social media during the weekends. Not saying I'm perfect in that. That's just a goal of mine. So, you know, getting back into this post, the content of this post, you have to keep in mind. I think I got this term from Joe Rogan. Social media, even the internet, this is the first time in human history that we've had this much exposure and connectivity to so many people on a broader scale. So this is an experiment, and we're the guinea pigs. So why that's important is we need rules of engagement for how to behave on these platforms, what to say on these platforms. We're learning, and one example that I kind of have that really helps me, and it's through years of trial and error that I've come to these conclusions. I don't check anything. I post photos on my personal page of these social media platforms. I'll post photos of my children because my parents are on these, my cousins are on these. Um, that's all I do on my personal page. I don't post opinions or articles. Again, not saying I'm perfect, but this is my design or my practice. I post my uh, photos of my kids on those pages, and then that's it. I don't check the comments. I don't check the likes. Even on my professional page attached to this website, I don't check that. I don't check the analytics on that. I don't check the likes on that. If there's a comment, I will typically respond to a comment. Someone messages me, I get an email notification if someone responds to a comment. I get an email notification if there's a message on my professional page. But aside from that, I don't go on there. I don't check it. Why? Because I'm busy. I'm busy doing things, working out, learning, writing articles. Uh, I don't check anything. I'm producing stuff. And I noticed, I think it's pretty ubiquitous, checking things destroys your productivity. Now, it might be good to zone out, but I would say zone out into something that provides growth. Checking things isn't necessarily indicative of becoming more creative, or growing you in a positive way. So that's just my opinion there, but that kind of gets us to the meat and potatoes of this post is if you are on a social media platform and there's drama, you need to block that drama. If you have a family member that's posting something crazy and it just drives you bonkers, you need to block that. Okay? You need to block it because you're not teaching that individual anything. That individual is probably not listening to you. You're the problem. You're the problem there. If somebody is posting something, or if there is some individual, let's say there is some particular celebrity, you may know who I'm referencing here, that posts things that are just insane. Block them. Block them. You're the problem. Don't check anything. Block that person. Get back to your life of producing. They'll take over your head. Cancer will take over your mind. It'll take over your soul. And we just got too many important things to do to be sucked down. I've noticed that when I've blocked things that I have a hard time with, like I don't buy cookies during the week because I'll eat the cookies and then I'll get fat. So I do the same thing with social media. If something is drawing me in to my strategy is to post photos. That's the purpose of me having a personal social media account, to post photos of my family. If I find there's something on that platform that is drawing me in to deviating from that plan, block that. Get rid of it. Create a system. Willpower sucks. Create a system that allows you to achieve your goals. That way you don't have to rely on fleeting willpower and discipline. The system just forces you to comply. So I'm telling you, since I've done that, since I've blocked all that drama from my life, I've been happier and my mornings have been more productive. I've got a few professional certifications. I'm in IT and for my personal career, and I have a few personal certifications I'm going for. And I've just noticed like 40 minutes a day. I've achieved 3 this year so far. Yeah, 3. Let me do this way, 3. 3 certifications this year, and I've only donated 40 minutes to an hour and a half a day of study and test prep. Now imagine, like I said, I'm not checking anything. So imagine how productive you can be if that you're intentional with how you spend your time. So this post is about just one tactic that's helped me be more productive and intentional with my time, and I'd say even happier. Dear God, I am so much happier not arguing on social media. And I used to do that in the past, honestly. I used to think that I could convince people of my opinion and my thought, and then I looked at like the ROI on me investing effort and arguing in social media about a particular philosophy or point of view. I've never convinced anybody. Nobody's ever come back to me to say, "Oh, thanks for changing my mind." That's never happened, ever. I don't think anyone's listening to each other. I don't think anybody's listening to each other on these platforms. I think it's more just for consumption, not for ideas, not for debate. I think changing minds is a thing that happens over time, and it definitely doesn't happen over text characters. So that's all I have for you today. Let me know if there's any other things that you think can add to this conversation. Talk to you later.